Hello dear viewer, I just saw a Nilos video about space casinos and I thought, oh, good idea mate. Space casinos are completely overpowered, so there's a good chance Wube will patch them out or nerf them to the ground or nuke them from space. Whatever their preferred method of making sure that you'll never use them again is. This might be the last chance for you to get all basic resources, iron, copper, coal and stone in legendary quality by just building a simple spaceship. Or they won't patch it out and this video stays relevant forever. Who knows? Okay, let's get started. While Nilos' ship is, in my honest opinion, way too big and over-designed, I'm going to dump this all down and explain how to set up a space casino the easy way. We start with a small platform and set up fusion power first to provide electricity. 4 solar panels to initially boot up the reactors by using an assembler and barreled fluoroketone. Simply go into remote view and insert the barrels. No inserter or belts needed. This setup provides 250 megawatt using normal quality fusion generators. To collect asteroids, we build a sushi belt loop and collectors. Notice the underground belt on the right. The belt zigzags across, creating 3 empty rows, 4 tiles wide for crushers. To prevent the belt from clogging up, we utilize circuit logic. By reading the contents of the belt and feeding this information into an arithmetic combinator, we determine the total quantity of items on the belt. We output this number as the star symbol signal. The asteroid crushers are only enabled when there are less than 1000 items on the belt. To spread the asteroid count to all collectors, we use a green cable. It's time to build a lot of asteroid crushers to start the quality upcycling. In the top and middle row, we crush asteroids of normal quality. Bottom right, 6 crushers of each type for uncommon quality asteroids. And to the bottom left, 2 each for rare and 1 each for epic quality asteroids. If an asteroid becomes legendary, a filtered splitter will send it into a small separate loop. The other splitter is supposed to balance the side distribution of asteroids on the belt. We defend our spaceship with laser turrets. Nothing out of the ordinary. We should have at least laser damage level 8 though. When defending with lasers, there's no need for ammo production, which means we only have to craft thruster fuel and oxidizer using the advanced recipes. I like to build a small belt buffer to store a couple of asteroids for fuel production. Notice that we have 2 different crushers for oxide asteroid processing. One using the advanced recipe to get additional calcite. Crafting fuel requires more ice than calcite, and since the crusher using the advanced recipe has priority when putting ice on the belt, this design works without the need to get rid of one of the ingredients. Ice is rare in Norvus orbit, so let's head towards Vulcanus to collect more asteroids. The schedule is very simple. We alternate between Vulcanus and Gleba. The ship stays in Vulcanus orbit briefly to unload legendary resources and to refuel fusion cells if necessary. Finally, we have to crush the legendary asteroids into usable resources. On the left, we get legendary calcite. Ice is useless, which is why we throw it into space. In the middle, carbonic asteroid crushing to get sulfur and carbon. We combine both products with water to get legendary coal. Since we need more carbon than sulfur, I use the same trick explained a minute ago. The advanced recipe puts items on the belt with priority over the normal recipe. This way, production stays balanced. On the right, production of legendary iron and copper. Again, the advanced recipe which yields copper has priority, but once the copper belt backs up because of overproduction, we automatically crush iron using the normal recipe, which is more iron efficient. Upcycling with normal quality items is very slow, which is why we have to upgrade to this legendary version of the ship as soon as possible. Use the legendary materials to craft legendary quality modules first, which has the most impact on the upcycling efficiency. Then upgrade productivity modules and crushers, collectors to get more arms, and get some legendary lasers in the middle of the ship. To increase cargo space, legendary cargo base. In the back of the ship I added 1 more thruster. 4 legendary thrusters and fuel made in legendary chemical plants with legendary speed modules will increase speed significantly to collect and upcycle more asteroids. Oh, and I forgot to mention the reprocessing on the left. If there are more than 50 legendary asteroids of any type on the belt, we reprocess into a different type. The maximum amount of legendary items collected is limited by inserter circuit logic. The legendary version of this ship will produce 100 iron, 40 copper, 25 coal and 25 calcite per minute. Doesn't sound like much, but it is. Copper demand will be low. As soon as the belt backs up, the iron production rate doubles because of the change in crusher recipe. When coal and calcite production backs up, asteroids will be reprocessed into metallic ones, further increasing iron production rate. Okay, let's answer the most important open questions. Why farm legendary calcite? Where is the stone? On Volcanus you can turn legendary calcite into legendary stone with a foundry's molten copper from lava recipe. Use fluid voiding to get rid of the molten copper. I made a video about voiding, it's in the top right corner. Is the production rate really sufficient? Yes, I made a 1 million science per minute base with a ship this size. Bottleneck was never iron or copper, but some planetary resource like legendary holmium, tungsten and so on. But why is that? 2 reasons. First, making legendary plastic from coal is super easy, barely an inconvenience, because we can utilize cryogenic plants. 8 module slots and plastic productivity research make it very easy to reach the 300% productivity cap. Second, this legendary plastic can then be turned into legendary copper plates, plastic and steel using the foundry's LDS recipe and recycling. Again, easy to reach very high productivity because of research. We basically don't need much, if any, copper from space, and we get steel as well. This makes the space casino more iron efficient, and we also don't need to smelt much iron into steel. Why alternate between Volcanus and Gleba? Because the metallic asteroid density is best using this route. Do I have to process legendary materials on Volcanus? No, but it's recommended because it's the only place to turn calcite into stone as explained earlier. Also, there's a lot of open space to set up production and it's the easiest planet. I think this choice is a no-brainer. Can I use nuclear power instead of fusion? Yes, but I don't recommend it because it increases oxide asteroid consumption since nuclear power needs water. A space casino is an endgame strategy, so use endgame power. How to further increase production rate? Get legendary quality modules first. This upgrade has the most impact on the upcycling efficiency. Then work on asteroid productivity research and quality productivity modules. More productivity is a direct multiplier, increasing the output of legendary resources when crushing legendary asteroids. Is it worth it to craft rare items first? Maybe. If you've never played with quality before, it can make sense to not research the epic and legendary quality tier. This way it's way easier to get special resources in rare quality like holmium, tungsten or bidorax. I made a version of the space casino that only upcycles to rare quality. For more experienced players, I recommend skipping intermediate quality tiers and shoot for legendary right away. What about blueprints? In the description below, and of course also on my Patreon page. See you in the next video. Bye.